If you're a mid-level to C-suite leader who wants to own your growth and figure out your next small, brave move to achieve your leadership goals, you are in the right place. Welcome to the Small Brave Moves podcast, a weekly deep dive on how to be braver in leadership and in life for exceptional results. I'm your host, Nicole Bianchi, best-selling author, certified master executive coach, NSA certified speaking professional, chief bravery officer, and tough talk expert. If you're ready to become a better, braver, and more authentic leader, let's dive in. I want to tell you about the nicest leader that I ever worked with. She wasn't a screamer. She wasn't a bully. She wasn't the villain in anyone's stories. She remembered birthdays. She sent thoughtful notes. She never raised her voice, and she was slowly, quietly damaging her team because she never once told anyone the truth about their work. That leader was me. And today we're talking about the difference between kind and nice. I'm going to talk about it from the seat of the woman who got it wrong for years. So here's the thing that most leaders never get told. Nice is not kind. Nice is a performance. Kind is a stance. And nice is about how you land in the room. Kind is about what the room actually needs. Nice avoids the hard sentence. Kind delivers the hard sentence with your whole heart in it. And here's what most of us were just never trained to do. We were rewarded for nice our entire careers. Nice got us promoted. Nice got us liked. And somewhere along the way, we mistook nice for good leadership. And here's the line I want you to sit with. Nice is what you do when your comfort matters more than your growth. And kind is what you do when your growth matters more than your comfort. So I was in my first CHRO seat. I had a director on my team, and I'll call her P. P was struggling, and not catastrophically. It was quiet, slowly missing deadlines. Deliverables weren't quite right, and feedback from her peers really started to accumulate. Now, P had had a hard year outside of work, and I saw all of that. And I made a decision. I decided to be soft with her because she was going through so much, and because I couldn't stomach being the person who added emotional weight and weight to her load. So I softened. In our one-on-ones, in her reviews, in the feedback, I waterboarded into gentleness before I even brought it into her. I told myself I was being kind, and 14 months later, I had to let her go because the performance had degraded past the point where I could keep protecting her from her own trajectory. And when I sat across from her and told her this, she looked at me and said the sentence I will never forget. Nicole, why is this the first time anyone has told me this? I didn't have an answer because the answer was I'd been telling myself all along I was being kind, I was being nice. And nice cost her 14 months of a career she could have course corrected if I had been brave enough to tell her the truth at what I saw. Now, here are the 3 signs that you're leading nice, not kind. And listen for yourself. So sign 1, you've had the conversation, you've been rehearsing it in your head for more than 30 days. You know exactly what you need to say. You know who needs to hear it. And every time the moment comes, you soften, redirect, postpone. Well, that's not kindness. That's avoidance in a nicer outfit. Sign 2, the people on your team are surprised when they don't get promoted, they don't get the role, they don't get the offer. And if your team is surprised, you've been performing nice at the expense of their careers, their growth, their development. Kind leaders don't produce surprise teams. Sign 3, you leave hard conversations feeling relieved instead of clean. Relief means you got out of it. Clean means you told the truth. And those feel different in your body. And if you've been feeling relieved, you've been performing nice. So let's just name it. That's the first step out. Hey, senior women leader, if you're the one everyone depends on, the one leading the team, carrying the pressure, managing the expectations, solving the problems, and quietly holding it all together while feeling completely exhausted underneath it all, I want you to know I get that. I've been there too. And more importantly, you don't have to keep leading this way. And that's why I created the Brave Lead Her Ship Retreat experience. My retreats are intimate, luxurious, and deeply transformational, designed for the high-performing women leader who are ready to reclaim their energy, elevate their leadership, and stop overfunctioning their way through life and work. It's not a conference, it's not surface level networking or another room where you have to perform, prove, or hold everything together. It's a deeply curated circle where you get to breathe, be held, think clearly again, reconnect with yourself, and grow alongside some extraordinary women leaders who truly understand the weight that you carry. Every detail is intentionally designed to support that, from the luxurious accommodations to the all-inclusive experience to the executive level coaching, brave conversations, integration time, and restorative wellness experiences woven throughout the retreat. You'll walk away with greater clarity, stronger boundaries, renewed energy, and a completely different way of leading that your team and your family will feel immediately. If that sounds exactly what you need right now, I'd love to personally invite you to explore one of my upcoming retreats at the link in the show notes. Maybe I'll see you soon in the rolling hills of Tuscany, or on the quartz sand beaches of Siesta Key, or maybe even in the energy vortex of Sedona. I'd be honored to hold space for you at the next Brave Leadership Retreat. Now, here's what changed for me, and it changed everything for me that moment with P, when I stopped asking, how do I say this without them getting upset? And I started asking, what does this person deserve to know? What's most important for them? How do I share it in a way that they can hear it, understand it, and do something about it? And those are completely different questions. So the first one is about me, right? It's about my comfort, my avoidance of the moment, how I feel. And that's selfish. And the second one is about them, their growth, their career, their right to the truth. And here's what I've come to believe after years of coaching leaders through this. Most of what we call leadership problems are self-leadership problems. We spend so much energy trying to manage the room, manage the outcome, manage the other person's reaction, that we haven't done that deep inner work. And the hard conversations don't get easier when you master the other person. It gets easier when you finally tell yourself the truth about what you've been avoiding and why. That's the brave move underneath all of it, not the conversation with them. It's the conversation with yourself first. So here's your small brave move of the week. Pick the conversation that you've been rehearsing. You know the one. Before you have it, ask yourself one question. And not, how do I say this without getting them upset? But what does this person deserve to know? Answer that in one sentence and then say it. That's it. That's your whole small brave move. Because the kindest thing you can do for someone is to tell them the truth. Clearly, early, and with care. It's not harsh, it's brave. And brave is always the kinder choice. If this episode hit home, share it with a leader in your world you know who is leading nice and calling it kind. They'll recognize themselves in it, and the recognition, the self-awareness is just the beginning. And if you're ready to build this kind of brave conversation culture inside your organization, whether that's a keynote, a workshop, or a deeper engagement, I would love to bring this work to your team, because when leaders learn to lead kind instead of nice, everything changes. My contact info is in the show notes. Until next week, kind tells the truth.
Thank you for joining me for this episode of the Small Brave Moves podcast. If you're wanting to take this work even deeper, I'm here to help. From engaging in inspirational keynote speeches to transformational coaching and workshops for leaders and teams, page-turning books, online courses, and enlightening leadership development retreats. There are so many ways that we can work together to take your leadership to the next level. For more information,
Check out the show notes and let's do this together, one small brave move at a time. See you next week.